Hi guys, today we continue messing around with this old engine head lapping process. Our topic for today, very simple matter. We need grinding paste and these simple handmade tools. And not matter which design of tool we're using. I have only these tools. So we'll be working with what we have now. So we see we make a dozen movements and then half turn before we continue lifting and turning. And we need to get unbroken light ring. Here we see it's unbroken but it's not wide as it should be. And we carry on. Patrick's Garage. Some old car owners like to put hard seats, especially for their exhaust valves, because problems was usually in some cars in exhaust side. And as we know, even with hardened seats, they wear out. Before 70s, a lead which wasn't gasoline used to lubricate the surface between the valve and its seat. But obviously car manufacturers was prepared for this. But car manufacturers was ready before. So some heads works normally with normal seats. Here we clearly see that here authentic seats, original from the factory. The main thing that valve not sunken valve not good, it can't working properly. These seats didn't need to be worked, only lapping. You never really want to cut them unless it's absolutely necessary. These ones we need just lapping, grinding if you want. Each one of them goes into its correct place. All these valves should be labeled when we take them out, or we can return them into its position when they was originally. A little rust on the ridge from incorrect storage. Water was inside, obviously, in the storage. As I said before, these valves head I bought just for reserve, and something was done with it, as I know. So I think that these seats was rebored, and maybe I need just final paste for lapping. There is a final thin, so-called thin paste, which I bought for lapping process, so we can enjoy it. Of course, if we start from scratch, we need coarse paste at the first. Smear a trace of paste, just a little thin layer of paste. Maybe enough one thick point, but I prefer to do this way. You can do whatever you want, of course. I do so because why not? So we need to find correct diameter tool, and we connected it. So that way we can fooling around a lot of time. And not pull too much. Press slightly on this tool. Do so dozen times, I think. Turn it to quarter or to half or quarter or how you want, and continue. And as we noticed from the first time, the sound more louder. And if you have, you can apply maybe another tools. They may be more convenient, but with this tool we can do this way. Volvo says that our aim to get surface 2 millimeters thickness, but this only for B20 engines data. The surface of absolute contact on the seat should be 2 millimeters, approximate. But to me seems now that these seats on the head not too much lower than they should be, and I think maybe we have to have a rounding them on the ridge, and all these procedures should be done in the perfect carefulness, as I think. So, if I truly say, I'm glad only by condition of exhaust valve seats. Valve seats not match as I want, but anyway we start from thin paste and we can see what not so good. We might find this process boring if we're doing this by hand, but with drill, as we know, RPM more higher will be, so we are afraid to spoil. This maybe electric screwdriver will be more convenient, but as we know, I'm not mechanic or lapping guy, as we can say that. I'm just some random Joe geeking out about it, but I'm passionate about it. Main thing, not pressure too much, not spoil anything, so that way we can gradually doing our work without non-needless rush. So don't succumb to these electric drills tactics, if we can say so. But it's again just my position. But we can deploy mechanical drill, I think, or design drill, because as I think this paste, slimy paste inside small hard stones, sharp stones, and it works that way, I think. So that way we take care about this seat's surface. Contact surface, main thing that it should be too, not overheat the valves. When a valve closed, it should be touch enough surface of head, so it not overheat also, as I think main thing in this contact surface, so valve not overheat. So that's the way Volvo recommends 2 millimeter thickness. If it'll be more thin, yes, they will be closed, but hot temperature not goes away from the plate. But now maybe we can do nothing with this seat position, not so proper position as it should be. Yes, these valves not so good. Maybe for find more better condition valves, I should find them in a messy garage, but I'm not sure that this is a good idea. I'm approximately remember where I store them, but I'm not sure that I can so quick find them. Now this is a really rare valves, I mean this 44 millimeters diameter plates valve. They was only on the last models, so hard to find them now. valve's condition prioritize. We really don't try to milk all these head seeds. We don't want to milk them to nothing. Both of these surfaces most important. But we can learn this about valves not only when they're perfect, but only when they completely wrong. So our lapping process don't go as I planned before, and this can be contagious if worn valve will be worn seat on the head. I don't know why, but some guys put the spring under the plate while they're lapping. I think that way plate will be repulsive from the seat, and we not to lift it all the time while we are lapping. And main thing, what I want to say, these valves and seats should be prepared for lapping. Lapping as finishing. Otherwise, falling down is inevitable. And yes, I completely forgot. Take breather if you want. I think it's neat, but I not mentioned. Short rest should be always when we're doing something boring. Perseverance pays off sometimes. Even now, it should be sealed, even with thick string, narrow string on the edge of plate. But it should be 2 millimeters, so it not overheats. Plate shouldn't be overheat. Not sealed valves shouldn't detriment to the seats. And we resolve to repair this head anyway, in spite of this square of old cast iron heads. I mean, you can't replace seats on the head because it's one complete unit. This tool not so convenient because we need disconnect it from our steam just to check what under the plate now. And valve guides not always align with steam. They will be aligned after grinding seats on head. So let's look. We see surfaces contact not so perfect as we want. If we want, we of course can continue, but maybe better to find more better condition of valves. And of course we have to know what condition of valve is acceptable, is good, which we can use valve condition. In this picture we can see where valves can be worn more often. On this particular valve, worn valves face right here in this picture, it's number 5. And this valve don't want to flex to the seat on the head. It's you can agree it's a little bit inconclusive to try lapping old worn valve. Maybe we can use thick grinding paste and powerful electric drill, but I think it isn't going to pan out. Maybe it's going to progressively get worse. This cast iron head is generally extremely good. Machining is extremely good also. But inside, I recently looked inside. But if you're going to look inside you can see a lot of weirdnesses and imperfections. But maybe we can clean out this dirt from inside with pressurized air. I really need to know what I can doing. I can't machining these seeds on the head. On these areas we can work only with special tools. And we should devote to this a lot of time. We spend a lot of time to this. Yes, so maybe you can find these my actions hilarious. Like a total goober, continue without electric screwdriver. And I lost a lot of time, I should admit that. This head was not in working condition when I bought it, but it was a really good bargain. And since that it's not absolutely worn, it's glimmer of hope that we maybe somehow can rebuild it. Yes, with seats was done something, obviously. But I just find it baffling if we truly say I'm not satisfied with this sound just because not enough surfaces in contact between seat and valve plate. One thing is good, that this ring on the edge of valve plate is steady, but it's too thin. If I can find more better condition of valve, will be better to replace it. Maybe cheesy way to lapping old worn valve. Very small chances to achieve proper work of engine with worn valve. Maybe even old valves can be machined by Turner, but the margin will be too thin. Valve stem not bended, it's good, and contact surface not vacillate, but when it's too thin, that's not what you want. So we're going to have to look under the plate and see what's going on. Just because we are hated to do anything for nothing. Even now, even in this condition, the odds that it having leaks are slim to none. We need enough contact surface just to prevent overheating of valve plate. Hot temperature from valve plate should go out from plate to the rest of the body of all the valve head. Now, if we want to check it with kerosene, the leakage are slim to none. But we need to achieve contact surface, which was recommended. But it can be palatable only after grinding procedures with tools which I not have now, but more worse if it was done by slab person. We're always got to watch out for slimy persons. We really need to know what areas we can work with and what areas we can't. You maybe want to find somebody who's a little bit older and have more experience. Maybe we can try to ask our friends, and we never trust by price. I remember it was a lot of times. The scammers always know how to scam you. Yes, at first, scammers give you a low price, but later they'll call you up and they say that it's worse than they thought. And they're going to have to rebuild the seats, grinding the seats. And of course, it'll be more high than previous price. In dealership, they have too much overhead and prices too high because of that. I think dealerships have an overhead of $1 million every year. So do it yourself, do it right. They want to make profit also. And here we see two thin strips. It's not enough. Each should be in white approximately 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters for B20 engine. Really, it's not enough. We need a new valve or go to Turner. Maybe just to refresh the surface of valve plate. This worn-on face can actually become a big problem if it gets severe enough. We can't lapping it prematurely before grinding. And also I should find more better condition valves. And it's just because we should achieve perfectness. And now I intend to find more better condition valve. Now the age of valve plate incompatible just because it worn. Never say the heck with that. It's very important. And now, please, if you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing. Do appreciate your support. Thanks as always. Till next time.